What's going on, social media world? Otis here, back from my garage to you. Let's play a game. You know how Saw, the movie Saw, like let's play a game. Anyway, let's play a game. And the game today is Monopoly. If you've never played it, I'm going to explain these rules super simple as I can. So essentially, there's a board. There's some dice. There's players in the game, and the objective is to win all the pieces or the places, or I should say real estate, on the board, avoid jail, and have other people pay you to lose. So you'll buy a property or auction it off. You'll put hotels and houses on this property, and people have to pay if they land on those spaces. And you want to avoid paying other people. So you want to I'll say the overall objective is you want to buy as much property for cheap. You want to not pay anyone. You want people to pay you. And you essentially want to be the monopoly of the game, which is the person who has as much property and have all the players in the game lose. Fun game, right? Fun game when you think about you want other people to go bankrupt and lose, and you want to be the winner of the game. You want to be the person with everything, the most money, the most property, the least amount of jail time. If you do go to jail, you have money to get yourself out. And yeah, that's the objective of the game. Now, what if I say in this game, you're the banker also, and you have all the money, right, in the game. So you're the person who's giving out the money, and you are the creator of that money. It starts to get a little, okay, so explain a little, you gotta go more in detail when you talk about that, because what's the point of playing the game, right? What's the point of playing this game if the person is making all the money themselves, as well as can control pretty much everything based off the money that they have? So if I say this costs $100 and I'm the person making the money, so I'm the person who's making the money, I can give you the 100 and then give myself another $1 million. And you be like, hold it, wait, what are you doing? That's cheating. And then I look at you and say, I know. And then, but keep playing the game. Well, if this place goes to auction and I say, okay, 100 million. And you say, well, I don't have 100 million and you don't have 100 million. And then I say, oh, wait a minute. Okay, I have 100 million now. You have no chance ever. You have no chance ever to beat the system. Never. But what if I said this thing called Bitcoin? And I invite Bitcoin to the game. Well, you say, well, no. I don't want you to invite Bitcoin to the game. Well, I'll say, well, too bad, so sad, because you can't control this. And then you say, well, I'm taking it away. Well, you can't use it. I say, fine, I'm done with this game. Let me go play the game of life. Let me go play whatever. I got a bunch of board games, but I'm not sure what board games use money. Let me go play the game of life. So then now I'm going over here playing the game of life, and then the person who's trying to do life tries to do the same thing and say, well, no, you can only use this money. Boom, I can go somewhere else. And I'm using the next game of life as in another country. Let me go somewhere else who wants to use this Bitcoin thing, because no one can stop it. You can say, we're banning it. The U.S. can say, no, we don't want to use Bitcoin anymore. They can say, Canada can say it. Mexico can say it. Russia can say it. China can ban it. So all these places are banning it. They say, okay, we don't want this thing anymore. Let me go somewhere that does. Because how we make money, how we move money, how money even works, is that we have to agree on it. So if China, the U.S., Mexico, Australia, several parts in Africa, and most of Europe says no Bitcoin, then yes, maybe Bitcoin can get wiped out. Possibly. Huge possibility. But they're trying to save their own system. They're trying to save the fiat system. They're trying to save the game of Monopoly. They're trying to save the game of life. They're trying to save these games, and with their broken fiat system, they're trying to save it. But we're saying we're living in the system. We're playing a new game. That game is Bitcoin. That game is supply cap. That way, that says you cannot you can't print more. It has to be earned with energy. It's backed by energy. It's not just because you feel like it. It's not because you think we need it. It happens, and it's built on math. It's built off of 1 + 1 = 2. It's built off of 4-year halving. Even if we're not necessarily in the same cycle, as in like it's going to be continuous Bitcoin cycles where there's a bull market, bear market, is no matter what, every 4 years is going to be a halving. I mean, the miners themselves, and I'm not going to go through their whole detail because most of the Bitcoiners know, but what do these things mean? This means that it doesn't matter what anybody does, the system that this is created in is going to do what it's going to do based off of math. That means you can prove it. You can prove what's going to happen. It's black and white. There's no little extra clauses in there, maybe, sort of, kind of. Is if we say this is money, this is money. If we vote to add more, and this is something that people don't necessarily hit on all the time. If we vote and say 21 million, we want it to be 22 million, we can say that if we agree as people and people who are mining and running nodes. We can agree to this. We can agree to change Bitcoin if we want to. That's why when sometimes I don't hit on the 21 million, or I don't go as hard on certain, Bitcoin like ideologies, because we can change it. We can change our minds in 100 years. We can change our minds in 50 years. Sure, we can change our mind today. We can say, yeah, put spam inside of it. We want spam. We can all agree to that. We can agree to that. When it comes down to the way of the world, we have to agree on what we want as a whole. The governments can only do so much for so long until people start rioting. And I just learned a day ago about the rioting, and I want people to be safe. I mean, you're a grown person. You do what you want to do. You think things are right, think things are wrong. Wherever you disagree or agree, I'm off of the, if I'm protesting for something, that means I want to fight for it. If you're protesting for something and you want to fight for it, once again, you have one life to live. Just be safe out there. So I'm going to speak on that. But until the next one, well, actually, before I close the video out, know that the system in itself is broken. And if you want to change it, you change it by buying Bitcoin. You change it by studying Bitcoin and making an impact in the community. All right. If you're watching this video right now, you're still watching this video right now, subscribe to the channel. And throw a diamond in the chat if you're still watching. Throw a diamond in the chat if you're still watching. All right. Until the next one.